A motorcycle versus car collision that's caught on 360 camera, and I've got the confirmed outcome directly from the motorcyclist. This is also a great video to show why you shouldn't discuss liability at the scene because you might get it wrong. But before we get to the liability outcome, have a think about who you think was at fault. In the clip from the 360 camera, we see the motorcyclist proceeding along the road behind the Vauxhall Mocha. What we can't see so well is that in the opposite direction an ambulance is overtaking vehicles running on blue lights. The Mocha driver sees this and applies her brakes sharply. The motorcycle rider collides with the rear of her car, which knocks him off his motorcycle. The paramedics from the ambulance assign themselves to this collision and help the motorcycle rider at the scene. On a side note, this is why you should not go through red traffic lights for blues vehicles. Because if you crash into a car that's travelling on a green light, the blues vehicle is not going to go to their original emergency, they'll be stopping at the scene with you and the person that you hit. So after the collision, the driver of the white Mocha told the motorcycle rider that she was at fault for the collision, but she wasn't. She was actually wrong about that. The motorcycle rider was thankfully clued up and he corrected her at the scene and he admitted liability to her for the collision, and that was the correct thing to do.
Oh my God, I feel so bad. I was trying to stop for you.
No. I fucked up, not you.
Because in the end, that's how the insurers would have settled it anyway, regardless of what she had said at the scene. They maybe just would have had to have had a difficult conversation with the motorcycle rider if he didn't understand why he was at fault for the collision. And I can confirm that this is also the outcome of this collision. The motorcycle rider's insurance company have admitted liability for the impact. So why is the motorcycle rider at fault? Well, it's because essentially this is your classic hit in the rear collision. You have to keep a safe thinking and braking distance to the vehicle in front of you, so if that vehicle stops suddenly for any reason, you can do the same without hitting them. Now, if they were to have stopped maliciously for no reason or to induce a collision, then yes, they could be partially or completely at fault, but that will not be the case if they have a valid reason for stopping, such as applying their brakes to allow an ambulance to come through in the opposite direction. Having discussed this with the rider of the motorcycle directly, he feels that although he did hit the brakes hard, he had reacted slowly to the braking because he hadn't anticipated that they were going to stop completely, and naturally he has confirmed that he's learned from this situation. Now, in saying that the car driver isn't at fault doesn't mean the driver could have done better. She could have realised that there was a motorcycle rider that was close behind her and come to a more controlled stop over a greater distance to allow the ambulance to be able to proceed in the opposite direction. The main thing and the positive outcome here is that there were no serious injuries. Both the driver and the rider can learn from this situation because at the end of the day, it's only a bent metal incident. On a side note, it was a pleasure discussing this with the motorcycle rider directly, who was happy to explain exactly what happened from his point of view. Lovely jubbly, sound as a pound.